Hello, my name is Uldis Zarins, and this is my second book called Anatomy of Facial Expression. This book explains the mechanics behind the facial expression, and not only explains, but it shows with the 3D models, which is based on the scans. And I explain in details what happens when you smile and what happens when you're angry. And for artists, it's very important. And also many physicians are buying my book, like the plastic surgeons, and they like it because it's very well illustrated. So it's all started with the bones, with the skull, because like the muscles are connected to the bones, and all the movements of the muscles are very much depend on the connections, origins, and insertions. Bony landmarks, orbital openings, and then I go to the bony landmarks of the skull, like mastication muscles and ethnical differences, and how the nose is impacted by the bones, the mandible, difference between the feminine and masculine mandible, what happens with mandible when you age. And then, of course, all the differences between the female and male skull in very much in detail. Also in ages, like starting from the newborn, ending to the elderly. So how it changes. And then it goes to the muscles. So I explained every single muscle. I showed every muscle's connection, and it starts with a generalized understanding about like differences between the mastication muscles and the facial expression muscles, how the wrinkles are created, what happens when the muscle one end is connected to the bone, other to the skin, like it's a facial expression thing. And then I go to the different zones of the facial muscles, like forehead, for instance. Like so when you're lifting your eyebrows, so how the muscles are operating it, and your glabella region. A photograph, 3D model, and also 3D model of the muscles and the wrinkles, how the wrinkles being created, the mechanics of the eyeball in detail, and also the muscles in the eye area. Then I go to the oral group, the mid-facial group. Every single muscle is described, like the nose in detail, and then. The oral group is the biggest one. There is plenty of muscles in oral group, and it's very complex. Then finally, there's more in detail with the mastication muscles, so the movements, how they move, and then fat band groups, connective tissue of the face, fat in layers, because the fat is a very important part of your face. You cannot understand the facial expression if you don't understand like the fat beds. And then I analyzed every single facial expression in detail. Now you know everything about the bones and the muscles, and now let's put it together. And here you can see the codes. Those are facial expression codes from the Paul Ekman's famous research and the coding system. So every single movement is coded, and then you have the original photograph, the model, and then they have photo scan of the person, and then it was broken down into the different muscles. Some examples of the smile here, for instance. Then you have rage, and also anatomy of the rage. So how the muscles create this. So basically, I explain how this magic happens. So what is behind the scenes when you see the face smiling, and what muscles are involved in the smiling. It's not only one or two muscles, actually it's a whole group of muscles. Fear, surprise, and a lot of images are shown in a different kind of, from different angles, front, 1/3, and then from the profile, and then anger. And finally, the last thing is the facial action coding system, but with the picture. So every single code is explained what muscle is involved, and the neutral and the movement. So you can, if you're using the facial action coding system already, so now you can see with the pictures actually what you know. And I hope you guys will enjoy this book. This is a book mostly for artists, but also can be used for animators and 3D artists, and also plastic surgeons to explain to the patients, for instance, things. So hope you enjoy it, and have a good one.